commencer tout d'abord avec un jus et voilà, je vais lui laisser la main maintenant.
Cool. Ready? Cool. So, hello guys, my name's Andrew Loudon. I'm from 69 Corbett Row. Hope everyone can hear me. People up there at the top, judges. So, what I wanted to do for you today is I wanted to obviously make a twist on a sidecar. When the word sidecar is said, for me, it brings up all memories of maybe the First World War. Obviously, it was created by Harry McElroy at Harry's Bar. And then you've got all those other connotations that you kind of think back and think about. So when I thought about the war and when it was made, I automatically thought of one of my favourite films of all time, which is The Great Escape. And I wanted to base my drink around Steve McQueen, who is the king of cool, as he's always called. And he's also the second coolest man to ever ride a sidecar. Number one is obviously Luke. Didn't make that mistake this time. So when I thought about the film and how I wanted to portray Steve McQueen and The Great Escape into a drink, obvious connotations that came up: leather and tobacco. With Steve McQueen, his leather jackets and his always smoking tobacco. Cognac obviously fits into that as well, because you've got leather chairs and you've got cigars, and that is an obvious connotation in a relationship between the two. But I didn't think that, I thought that was maybe too much of an obvious choice to go down. The next famous part of The Great Escape for me is the motorbike chase, where Steve McQueen then slides in on the grass into the barbed wire. I thought cut grass, maybe I could use that in a drink, but then I thought cognac might not really work well with that. So my next thought was the most famous thing about The Great Escape, possibly, is when they're tunnelling through the tunnels. They're pulling themselves along the woods, trying to escape from the Nazis. So I thought maybe I could use that, and that got me thinking about terroir and how it's used within cognac and how it relates to Merlet Brothers blend. Obviously, we've got 80% of Framboise and 20% of Grand Champagne. And those kind of flavours, they were the flavours that I wanted to put across into a drink. So I took clay, kaolin clay, lichen, which is a type of moss, flint, and then pink pepper as well. And that kind of got me on the, smelling those, it kind of got me on the route that I wanted to go down. So I wanted to bring out those elements of Merlet Brothers blend. So that was my initial thought. So I'm going to crack on with the drink. It's just a very simple stir drink, using the smallest ice scoop in the world at the moment. Okay. So for two drinks, I'm going to use 40 ml. I want to keep the proportions of a normal sidecar around the same as well. So I wanted to use 40 ml of Brothers Blend. And pop that. And obviously the triple set. I thought when I first did it, I did it with 40-20, it was a little bit too much, so I wanted to bring that back a little bit, so I just 15 ml per drink of the triple sec, which is going to give it that lovely bit of sweetness, those orange and lemon aromas. You get through. Then my liqueur, my Cognac Terroir liqueur. So what I did, I put it with neutral alcohol, all the things that I mentioned before, the clay, the flint, the lichen, pink peppercorns. Put them with neutral alcohol, redistilled them, so it brought all those flavours, and then made it into a liqueur by adding sugar to them. So I've got a little bit for you guys to taste. So you should really pick up on all those earthy notes that are in there. So that is 12.5 per drink, so that's 25 altogether. Quick bit of maths there, then if anyone saw me.
That's half time.
Cool. 25 ml per drink. And then it needed a little bit of bitterness to it, so I made some bitters. With Angostura bitters, I cooked Szechuan peppers, cocoa nibs, which work incredibly well together, and then shiitake mushrooms, which kind of added that umami kind of flavour that you want within a drink. And it just kind of lengthened it and set it off right at the end. So it was 4 dashes originally that I used. This bitters bottle is a little bit bigger, so I'm doing 2 per drink. And there's a little bit of it cut down with water for you to taste. So, as I've told you a story with that one, I'm going to leave that to set. I've got my Jamie Oliver 30-minute meals head on. So I want to tell you another story with my next drink. So I want to take you all from what is a rainy day at the moment in Cuba. I'm using rum, so I want to take you to Cuba. Rainy day in Cognac, so not a rainy day in Cuba. So I wanted to put this on. I found this upstairs, by the way. I hope no one minds. So I'm doing a twist on a drink. I got apricot and I got rum. So I'm deciding to use Plantation 3 Stars. I'm just going to do a twist on a really classic drink called a Cuban apricot. sometimes you call them National as well. So 2 dashes of Peychaud's bitters per drink, 10 mils of sugar syrup per drink. How does the hat look, guys? Because I haven't got a mirror. Look okay? That's exactly what I wanted. 10 mils per drink of the Merlet apricot, 20 mils altogether. 40 mils per drink of the Plantation 3-star. And then finally some freshly squeezed lime juice. Blue Peter, made it earlier. So there we go, there's 40. Quick bit of maths again, 2 5s equals 10. That'd be 50, a little bit of shakes. And a really good hard shake. This drink, by the way, is called the Great Escape. This drink is called Escape to Victory, which is my second drink. The reason I wanted to call it that, obviously it's another wartime film. It's got one of my favourite actors of all time, Sylvester Stallone, if anyone's wondering. And if anyone's wondering about his autobiography, it's called A Rocky Life. There we go, a bit of random knowledge that I know.
45 seconds.
There's 2 colours of cocktails, pink, and that's it. So there we go. There we go, garnished with a lime wedge. Never leave home without them. My Corbett Pro coasters.
So,
there you go. So, back on to my cognac drink. Take the hat off. Just a nice quick stir because that's going to dilute it hopefully enough already. Cool. And then as I was talking about cognac and that connotation with stigma, leather, cigarettes, you've got leather wrapped around the rim of the glass. It's then got leather essence and tobacco essence as well. And then this is just going to be finished off. So the idea behind it is when you touch, it's called haptics, is the name of the process that you go through. When you touch the leather, I want you to smell your hands as well. You'll get that, bring it back to like relaxing in a leather chair with cognac and just sipping on your drink. Finished with just a lemon zest. And then never leave home without them, my other coasters. So I've got 2 passions. One's making drinks, one's Photoshop. If you look at these coasters, you'll see why it's my passion. So, there we go. Damage on the coaster. A picture of Steve McQueen. It's also got, I photoshopped Luke's head onto the top. Very well.
Enjoy